My name is Adrian Avila. I'm a 29-year-old graphic designer from San Jose, California. I am originally from Mexico City, Mexico. My mother and I crossed into the U.S. via the U.S.-Mexican border, mainly in search of a better life. My mother always wanted me to have a better education and the best opportunity to achieve my potential. She knew the U.S. would be the best place for me to have this opportunity. Even though she knew that it was going to be tough, there was going to be a lot of obstacles in front of us, she knew it was the best thing for me. I started off here in my schooling in the United States in kindergarten at the age of 5. I moved on through elementary school, middle school, high school, and making it all the way up into community college. Once I graduated from community college with my AA, I hit a brick wall. I hit an obstacle that was very hard for me to overcome. Being undocumented means that you have very little access to any opportunity here in the US. Opportunities like driving, working legally, traveling, and other things weren't as important to me. The big one was not being able to continue my education. So I told myself, if you ever receive documentation, you should go back to school. And receive documentation I did. 2 years ago, I was fortunate enough to receive a U visa, which allows me to stay in the United States up to 4 years with the path of citizenship. I knew that, going back to school was not going to be easy for me after 10 years of not being in school. Having learning disabilities such as being dyslexic and having ADHD don't help at all. But I feel like I'm blessed just to be able to walk, the halls. There was a time where I used to fear being deported. That was my fear, that tomorrow might bring change in a bad way. Now that I have some type of documentation, I feel like my life is a blank canvas that I get to paint. I get to recreate. I get to, retouch. So at times, I find myself walking onto campus and being in a daze. It almost seems surreal that I'm walking to class, that I actually have a class to go to, and I'm thinking about homework, and I'm thinking about what the lecture was the previous day, and how I'm going to incorporate that into my thinking. Something I would tell that 5-year-old boy crossing the border is not to give up, to take it all in, to understand that situations are going to get hard, that not everything is going to be happy or pleasant, but that's a part of life. That's a part of truly becoming American, wanting something in life and willing to work hard for it until there's no more options. So one of the things that I feel like I've learned from my experience, as an undocumented individual for the past 24 years, and one lesson that I would kind of try to communicate to America is that individuals have opportunity to grow, and just because somebody isn't familiar, doesn't look familiar, doesn't sound familiar, doesn't mean that they don't have similarities and can achieve incredible things. I remember coming into this country with nothing but a toy plane in my pocket, and now I have the opportunity to achieve something greater than anything I ever imagined. Graduating from a university such as San Jose State would bring so much pride to my family, not only to the family that I currently have now, but my future family. Mainly, I think about my kids, and I think about that example that I'm setting for them now, how they will benefit from the actions that I'm taking on now. I came to this country with nothing, very little, and I may not have a lot still, but I do have the determination and the will to continue and keep moving forward.